let's get this conversation started. But first, guys, it's about the coffee, okay? It's a little iced coffee afternoon. Whoo, I can't breathe. Iced coffee, you got your coffee, and it's all about your coconut milk. Get your coconut milk. And then I add a little bit of the coconut milk creamer. Y'all, the best iced coffee of your life. Here we go.
Just waiting on Jacqueline to make her coffee again. Oh.
Hey
guys.
YouTube!
We're back.
We're back with another video for you guys.
Yep.
And as you can see, there are a lot of boxes behind us.
Why are there boxes?
And my hand is frozen from this coffee.
Why are there boxes behind us?
As y'all know from our last vlog, we are moving, and we are moving in 3 weeks.
We're moving in 3 weeks, and we still don't officially know where we're moving, though we have our top list.
Actually,
of
that
places.
is driving me nuts.
No, we don't officially know because you don't officially know until you officially sign, and we ain't signed nothing
He
yet, so
feels
nothing's in
like,
stone.
okay, there's been a little delay in the lease because the girl's been out of the office.
Yeah.
But he says until the ink is dry, we don't know.
And that's the truth. You can't, if the contract, if it ain't penned, it don't count. That's
That's actually very true.
Because at any moment they could flip the script, but anyway, that's another conversation.
So what we're just here to, just encourage the people on this
Yes.
afternoon or morning or evening or whenever you are watching this.
Yeah, wherever you are. We're talking about trusting God in uncertainty.
Uncertainty, unknown.
Yep, not knowing.
Y'all, we're all in the same boat. Think about it. We all have big promises, big dreams, big goals.
Yes.
And I think what happens is we just freak out when things aren't moving the way we want and the time we want. Like God's giving us vision and you're like, okay, Lord, so like by May, by June, by July, and the months keep going on, and then you're like, he's forgotten about me.
We are afraid typically of uncertainty because we don't have all the answers. If you're anything like us or like me, I want everything figured out. I want to know what's my left turn I need to make. Okay, how long do you want me to be here? When do you want me to go here? Like I want the whole blueprint.
Like you,
right there.
Really? You like details?
I like details. I like knowing. But at the same time, there's a balance, right? There's a balance in knowing, and there's a balance of the unknown and trusting God in moments to maybe just take the first step he's telling you to do in that whole process.
Yeah. For us, even in this kind of backtracking, like we came to Dallas. We were living in a suburb of DFW.
Yep. In a house.
In a house.
Yeah, we had a house.
Going to another church for a very long time. Both involved on staff and leadership and platform positions.
Yes, a lot of community there. Yeah.
We met each other there. So you're just like, oh, this is going to keep rolling.
Lots of memories.
Lots of memories until the Lord's one day like,
shook it up.
Hey, want y'all to leave.
Yeah.
Want you to sell your house. Want y'all to go. Want y'all to go downtown. Want you to be a part of a new church.
And at the time, we didn't even eat. Honestly, he didn't even tell us what church we're going to be a part of. He just said, just go.
I felt like you told me.
Oh, well, he didn't tell me. So, you may have told her, but I didn't know at the time when we were selling our house and talking about moving down here.
Did.
No, we didn't confirm it. We speculated that maybe we're going to go test this church out, but we didn't know for sure going there that was going to become our church.
We were.
Now, I was like, I need to go there and feel it out and see what I feel or see what these people talking about before I commit.
But you knew what they were talking about.
Yeah, but still though. He didn't give us the whole map.
I'm not saying, there was no map. Like, there was just, but there were some specifics, like Deep Ellum, like where we currently live. It was like, be there, and like nothing was opening up. No.
We didn't know we were going to live in Deep Ellum.
We didn't really know where we were going to live.
Or if we were even going to live in Deep Ellum, because...
And to be down here, we had to we had to do the 1 bedroom. It just wasn't like, nothing else was really fitting in our budget, but We wanted the experience.
And plus, we didn't really know the area that well. Like, we knew Deep Ellum, but we didn't know like where all the places were to live or
I know
how the
every
environment was
single
going to
building in
be. She
this
likes to think
entire
she's
place.
like Miss Dallas, but you know. But there's things we didn't know. But I think the act of moving down there, even not knowing everything about and having all the details lined up, is like a big faith walk. It's like trusting God to know that He's going to be with you if He's telling you to go somewhere. And all this we were talking about this, and I was reminded of how many times in the Bible that God asks people to go places and not really give them where they're going. Like He asked Abraham to pack up his things and go to a place where I am leading you. He didn't say he was going to Jericho. He wasn't going to Aruba. He wasn't going to Chile. He didn't know where he was going, but the first step Abraham had to do was pack up his things and just go and trust that as he's on the journey, God's going to continue to lead him.
Yeah.
You know, there's another instance where Jesus told the lame man to pick up his mat and walk. Mm-hmm. Like, that man could have been like, I've never walked before. How's it going to work out? Do I put my left foot before my right foot? He could have did all this stuff, but his first step was to pack up his mat and walk. And he did it.
So pack up your mat.
Yeah.
Like, that's exactly what happened with the house. Like, we were just like, okay, Lord, because God had asked me to leave my job.
Yep.
And I am a working woman.
And
so that was hard because, and so we knew we'd have to cut back on things. One was selling our home that fit more with 2 incomes.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, Lord, if this house didn't sell by this time, oh my gosh. And talk about the freak out.
Sure.
But what's happening...
That was cool, y'all. It's the other side of the pillow.
Never freak out.
Cool as the other side of the pillow over here.
So what's happening is we knew we'd only be here a year.
Yeah.
Kind of fast forwarding. And you kind of like expect God to start speaking in the same ways.
Like giving all the some specific
directions.
things. Yeah.
It's like, okay, Lord, my lease is coming up. Like, where do you want us to be?
Name that city.
Name the city. Be very specific. Like,
how long you want us to, you know, do you want us to rent? Do you want us to buy? Do you want us to move to the country? Do you want us to stay here? Do you want, like,
we have explored
every option.
Everything. We explored renting a house in this Dallas area, renting an apartment, buying a house, building a home like more up north. And it's just like, I think I'm just like, God, please speak such specifics. And I think not all the time is the Lord leading us that way. He leads us by faith and promises that He's securing the path. He is putting our feet on the right path. And it's only as we get moving that He can reveal new to us.
And I feel like you're talking about us getting moving. Our step was, though we didn't know where we're gonna live, we know our lease was coming to an end and we gotta live somewhere and look for other things. So the natural first step was which is still a faith step, is to start exploring all those options. Like, okay, let's go look at some apartments. Let's go look at some houses. Let's go look at some builders. Let's go to this city. Let's go to this city. See how we feel or pray about it. But if we hadn't started doing that stuff, you wouldn't really know. That's the
even
first step. Like to start doing
Monday, as we've gotten like something set.
Yeah.
I woke up last Monday. I was like, we need to drive out there and just see if there's any homes that, like, we need to just, you know. And it felt like, I think, and when we went out there was nothing.
Yeah,
and nothing that we were just like, oh yeah, this is definitely, I feel you, Lord, on this. But I think if I hadn't said, let's go out there and drive, and we took the drive, like,
that's still been in the back of your head.
It just would have been in the back of my head.
And not just be that little voice. You're like, man, I should check that off or do that thing. And
it's okay to step out and find out. And if you think you're hearing the Lord, it's okay to step out and find out. And if you feel like you've missed Him in that moment, it's not the end of the world. Like, because sometimes I can be so convinced, like, I've definitely heard the Lord on this.
Yeah.
And then I step out and I'm like, did I miss you? Like, and you can't miss God.
No, you're not,
because He's with you.
He's always there. Well, I feel like it's so easy to be obedient and to trust when you have the rubric, right? When you have the mapped out, God's telling you to do this specific thing at this specific time, for this specific amount of time. It's easy to trust in that because you have enough of the answers. But in uncertainty, I feel like it's so much harder to trust because it's more of an activation of your faith. You're kind of like working your faith muscles because you don't really know anything, but you're like, okay, I'm going to go out and do what you're telling me to do, or I'm going to leave my job without knowing what's going to happen. I'm going to go move to a different city without knowing what's going to happen. I'm going to do all these things that I feel you're telling me to do without the results, like you say, and trust that as I'm in the act of journeying out, along the journey, though I don't know where the place is, you're with me. Absolutely. And you're walking with me, striding with me step by step, and you have never leave me, you never forsaken me, but you're going to go with me because this is my my step of faith, my act of obedience.
Well, it's getting in agreement with God and excuse me, and the promises that he's saying. Like, so stepping out and being obedient, like that moves God. Our faith moves God. So on one of the mornings when we were really like contemplating, there are a couple verses, and I'll put them down below because I can't even like quote them right now. But one of them was when we worry our prayers. So when we pray and ask God, like, hey, whatever your prayer is, Lord, help us to find this place, da. And then the rest of the week, you don't trust God that he's got that lined up for you. Or, God, I need this job really bad. I'm really praying for this. I thank you, God, for this. And then the rest of the week, you're like, it says, you're like the wind and the waves. Like, you're just back and forth. And then there's a part of the verse that says, rocking back and forth, whatever, with the waves, and keeping all your options open. So I feel like even us in this move, like for me, I'm like, oh my gosh, could we move here? We could move here, here. Let's keep it all open just in case. And I felt like the Lord was, another verse he had given me was that Jesus leads us from place to place in victory. So I have to be confident that he led us here, and it's been a victorious year. It's been a crazy year, but it's been a victorious year. And the next place he leads us will be a victorious year in a victorious place. But it's just like, how much do we worry our prayers and worry even the promises God has given us? Like, you are going to be this, you are this, or I'm going to make this happen. And we just sit around and we're like, when, Lord? Instead of even maybe committing to a decision. Because I think people don't want to commit and make decisions.
Because they feel it's going to be wrong.
They think it's going to be wrong.
Or they're outstepping, getting ahead of God.
Like, I don't want to miss God. I don't want to get ahead of God. I don't want to appear to be, too confident in myself. But maybe you're just confident in God. And it requires faith and works. So it requires action. It's just, faith is not just sitting here like, I have faith.
It's not just hearing. It's actually doing.
Oh gosh, I should never do that again. Ever.
So you should. Oh, just joking, guys. Just joking. It was she threw an alley hoop. I took it and dunked it. You know what I'm saying? But no, I think in our case, we got to the point we felt like that the Lord was just telling us to just make a decision. There's this one scripture that said, where can I run from your presence? I can go to the highest heights, you are there, or the lowest depths, you are there. So we felt like he was just saying, where you go, whatever you choose, you can choose. But wherever you choose, just know I'm going to be with you. But in this moment, like, I'm giving you the ability to just choose where you want to be. Just choose it. And just make a decision, basically, because I am with you. I know your heart is with me, and you prayed, and you included me in this decision, this big decision you're making. But now just choose, and I'll be there.
I love that. I don't know. I think what we're waiting for is these like neon signs,
like a fleece, and like you want manna coming down from heaven. You want to see a fireball just drop down, and
which
boom,
sometimes we need to be
out.
knocked in the head, and that's the way the Lord gets our attention. But there are other times where it's just what truly is faith.
Yeah.
It's hoping in things that are not seen. Is that the
It's faith is the evidence of things hoped for and the substance of things not seen or something like that. Something like that. I don't know. I think I'm close.
It's very,
Yeah,
very
we're not Bible scholars, y'all,
unknown.
but we're not Bible scholars,
But we read our Bible. Don't get it twisted.
We close.
We close. But I don't know. I think we want to just take this time to encourage you guys. Like, if there is something that God is asking you to do or believe for, and you're not getting the results or the answers, don't get frustrated because I am the queen. I really have to watch my emotion and watch how that affects my day. And knowing like what are my triggers. So even during this whole time, I was asking God like to like reveal a trigger when it comes, and like I could see if anything was kind of going weird, or the day would go on and I wouldn't have my answer where we're gonna go. It was like like just meltdown century, and I'm like, no. God has never failed me. Ever. Like, God has never left me. He's never forsaken me. And right now, I just want you to know that He is with you. And if you invite Him in and ask Him, He will lead you from glory to glory, to place, and you actually don't have to have all the answers, because in Proverbs it talks about lean not on your own understanding. Like, our thoughts, like, we can't figure it out. And the thing is, God always has way more than we can even dream or hope for. And that's the God we serve, and that's the God that loves us. And so
I found my verse. I was looking for my verse.
Wow.
I found it. I was close. Y'all, I told y'all I was close. But it's now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So in uncertain times, you don't know what the answers are. You don't have the answers. That's when faith is needed the most, because it's the substance of things that you hope for and the evidence of things not seen. So in uncertain times,
get your faith up, let it rise up,
let it just like a
let
balloon.
it go,
like a balloon, y'all.
What?
I said like a balloon. But
a balloon.
what I wanted to say was that when you don't have all the answers and you're in that season of unknown, or whether you should make a decision or not, and you're just waiting, and you just don't know what to do, it's easy to fear the unknown in those moments. And just fearing the unknown just leaves you crippled, because fear just tries to cripple you and keep you in that place to where you don't even make a move. So you're constantly, Lord, what do I do? And you don't even do anything or trust that He's going to be with you when you decide to do something or move in a direction that you feel He's leading you to do. So it's just encouraging you guys, like, if you're in that place, you feel you're in that place,
Or spend time with God.
Spend time with God and ask Him what direction He wants you to go, and have the faith to go in that direction, even if you don't have all the answers.
Exactly.
At that one moment.
Don't be afraid to step out. But in the time of not answered prayers and questions and direction, spend time with the Lord, because when we crave God's gifts and His direction more, and we desire like the results more, we're missing out on all of our experience with the relationship with Him. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. And that's what I've learned. Like, if I'm having too crazy of a day of just trying to wrap my brain to solve something so I could be comfortable, like even with the move, like I am 31 weeks pregnant, and
that's another thing.
I would so love a nursery setup and all the things. I don't even have a registry, like, and
not yet, but we gonna have one real soon.
So, and you could like freak out, and there was like one tiny moment where I was just like, Lord, I should be like nesting, and I should be having it all figured out, and I should know what my space is gonna look like. And literally, He used him as an example. Like, you think my earthly mother, as she was giving birth in a stable, was concerned about a nursery? And maybe all her hopes and dreams were tied up into that. And God's like, I'm gonna need to go this direction because this is for like the whole world. And so just remember, like, if your circumstances aren't perfect right now, don't think God's not in that.
Yeah.
Because there's so much beauty in our circumstance, whether they're good or they're bad or they're iffy or I don't know, like, and so
you just reminded me of my point too.
Oh.
You reminded me of my point. Whenever you're ready, just
you're
let
like,
me
got
know.
my point.
Like, I'm ready. Like, right now.
Now I like totally forgot what I was saying. Thank you.
Boom.
Know that I feel you. I feel you when you just want it all, you know, my perfect house, my perfect this, my perfect neighborhood, my perfect thing. But following Jesus is way better than getting all the things you want, the things that you think give you comfort and security, because those aren't the things that give you comfort and security. They are great, and God blesses his children, and we're all about that. But getting internally changed is way, way more cool.
Actually, what I was reminded to say was that as you're in a season of waiting for God or trying to hear God's voice in a certain season to figure out where to go or what direction to go or the next step to take, we get so fixated on where we are the beginning at this point in time and then where we need to go that we kind of miss all the beautiful stuff, we miss all the beautiful stuff that's
really
happening
about this.
in between the endpoints, right? The beginning and the endpoint. So don't miss the beauty that God's doing in your life at this time as you're along the journey, as you're looking to do those next steps to get you where the Lord's taking you.
Exactly. Don't let the enemy rob you of your day, like of your present day, stressing, rocking back and forth with your worries. Okay? Because there are things to do today, things to create today, people to enjoy today, your family. So that's really all we wanted to say.
Thank you guys for watching this video. We hope it was encouraging to you guys. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, continue following along, tell your friends,
tell your family members, tell your cousins, tell your grandma, tell your pappy.
And we'll be back next time with another video. Bye guys.
Bye guys.